What happened? Did you kill the woman?
It's one of my girlfriends. It's my girlfriend.
It's your girlfriend? For how long have you been dating?
Getting to 3 years.
3 years. So why did you make a kill now?
Hello, my great and wonderful people. We welcome you once again to our today's episode of this program. And today we get some videos for our team. We're going to be so one quickly the review to you concerning the things when we say if they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. Today we get few videos where it be so one quickly the review to you to create more awareness about the things when we say if they happen around you. Please sit tight because this video is very, very important. All right, I'll first of all leave you, make you watch this first one. I'll come back for more.
Who say no government? Government dey. Ìjọba wà. What happened? Did you kill the woman?
It's one of my girlfriends. It's my girlfriend.
It's your girlfriend? For how long have you been dating?
Getting to 3 years.
3 years. So why did you make a kill now?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Is this a ritual?
Sir?
Who say make a kill and go?
We not discuss with anybody. I not discuss with anybody. I not use anything inside that.
What do you want to use it at the head and the hand for?
I know even use only the finger.
What are you doing now? You bring this thing for my place. Why? You say don't shout. You say don't shout. You say don't shout. If I shout, if police come, she cannot carry him.
That's so you say you didn't send the man to bring the head?
Yes.
You didn't send him?
No.
So why did you bring it to your place?
I don't know.
Is that your first time of receiving search? Probably you have been dealing with
No. Mi ò ṣe rí.
So where do you pastor? What's the church?
My church is
What is the name of your church?
Lion of Judah. I regret because ó máa ń wá sọ́dọ̀ mi fún help ni pé òbí ń pa òun ṣùgbọ́n mi ò wá mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó máa.
All right, my great and wonderful people, I believe say all of you don't see that video, right? Now, for the caption of that video, say pastor key one of your own girlfriend for money ritual, abi? And if you see her right now, you will see and say, not be that pastor, not be in kill the person. But the truth of the matter be say, he cohabit the person when they say he kill somebody. You understand me now? He try to hide or keep secrets when he be say this issue come to run. The person when be say keep his girlfriend come bring the issue to run. So what would they try to bring out here? Not past be say no matter how you love somebody, no matter how dear the person did to you, when it come in terms of crime and you know say he commit that crime, no keep him, no try to hide for him, because when it will backfire, remember, say your own reputation they go down automatically. Just imagine that pastor now, his own career don't die, his own reputation don't die. Nothing when they say will erase this thing. Although he wasn't the person that committed the crime, but he tried to hide the person that committed the crime, which is when he be say he hide and the person when be say commit now, two of them now the same. Now moral lesson to each and every one of us. All right. After that one, we get this other video when we say we want quickly review to you. We'll come back for more.
Okay.
Don't avoid it now. It's a international crisis now. Come back.
All right, my great and wonderful people. You first of all ask me now, say, who be these people? When they say that they disgrace themselves right now. Now, PDP Board of Trustees meeting. Now, it they take place when they say they come with Agbada and Karat Kung Fu to give themselves. This one are people when they say they will tomorrow end up as a senator, as local government chairman, as even governors and the representatives of your communities and your towns. Now, it be all these ones. Shall you see them? We not talk say it's you know they come between people or for meeting, but just for you to know the kind of agbero when they say a day for the seat of power. Now, it make us they showcase this video. Shall you see them? You see them. All right. After that one, we equally get this other video when we want quickly the review to you. Just watch. We'll come back for more.
In one sense, APC deceived Nigerians. They were not actually for the people. They were actually to grab power. Is that what you're saying?
No, APC used Nigerians and the common people because, you know, the Buhari hurricane in 2015 was sponsored by Nigerians. Every kobo spent, apart from the big politicians who were donating aircrafts, which was also used by themselves for the campaign. And the common people, you remember, were trekking. I mean, some trek 40 kilometers to attend our rallies. The poor people scratched cards, liquidated their small investment and donated. And I mean, the peak of it was the 90-year-old woman in Kebbi, whom when we went for campaign, brought out her life savings of 1 million. And donated it to APC and said, I mean, she thanked God that she's contributing to the new Nigeria, even if she may not live to see.
All that has been a ruse, isn't it?
Completely. Completely.
So so are you disappointed? Because I'm also worried that you served under the APC. You benefited from the APC. You served for 4 years as a minister. Now you are coming back to stab the party in the back and you say the party does not represent what you thought he could have represented. Is that not double speaking?
You know, well, I serve my country because at any given opportunity, if I'm invited, I'm convinced that I have something to offer for my country, I will go and serve. I serve my country. But the party with which I was one of the strongest members at conception and even the campaign, I mean, I brought much to the table in 2015. I mobilized 560 clergies, bishops, reverend fathers to endorse Buhari on the 13th of February 2015 at the International Conference Center. And that was the first time, I mean, in the history of this country where the North, which has always been divided along religion, had that type of endorsement. And the clergy went and campaigned for Buhari. So I am a tall stakeholder in APC. But like I said, like you said, I am completely disappointed because, I mean, what we told Nigerians was not what had happened in 2015.
So it was a lie.
We lied. We should admit we lied.
To Nigerians.
To Nigerians.
You deceived Nigerians.
We deceived. Even though we use people, deceive people, the PDP for campaign, but of course we were a replica of what we were accusing the PDP of.
Or even worse.
Worse. Not even. Eliminate the word worse.
But Buhari was a catch, isn't it? People wanted the exit of PDP, thinking that Buhari was the Messiah at the time. But now there are those who will say Buhari was a disaster. Those who do not see that Buhari did anything good in that 8 years will think that Buhari wasn't the best for Nigeria at the time. What happened?
Buhari was also used and done.
Who used him?
Buhari's charisma was needed at that point in time by the political elite to eliminate Jonathan. And shortly after Buhari had taken over power, these sets of political elites emerged and hijacked government. And Buhari was a stranger. I can say this at any point in time. Buhari was a stranger in his own government. And I can corroborate this because I went to see the president in 2020. when I was out of office. And I told him, Mr. President, this wasn't what we told Nigerians. And that I have conscience. We campaigned and convinced Nigerians. And when I look at the type of investment the common people put in our government, and here we are today with insecurity. When we came in, it was only the Northeast. As of 2020, I told him, it was not possible to even travel from Abuja to Kaduna. And I dared him. I said, Mr. President, if you disbelieve what I'm saying, or what I was saying, please roll out brigade of gas now, and I join you. We drive from Abuja to Daura, and I promise him that if bandits do not attack him, I will go and die in exile. I briefed him about the security situation, about the hardship, and to be very fair to the president, he expressed surprise, meaning from my own judgment, some of the things I said were things he was hearing them for the first time. But I'm not surprised that such has happened, because even when we were in government, it has happened. It was me who, even at the Federal Executive Council meeting, that informed him when a DSS and EFCC were trigger drawn in Asokoro here for 3 days. They held the entire environment hostage, and the president didn't know. It was everywhere on the press, print media.
But the president, the Buhari that we saw, is usually with newspapers. We saw him reading the newspapers. Maybe they gave him a different newspaper.
Well, those who had such knowledge had actually claimed that his newspapers are different. But from this particular incident where the president was in Nigeria for 3 good days, and we went to the Federal Executive Council meeting, and I was expecting the issue to have been on the agenda, the first thing we will look at. And until we finished our meeting, it was not there. I had to introduce it through AOB. And the president was completely in confusion, listening to what I was saying. And at the end of the day, we even left without any closing prayer, because he was visibly angry. And when he left, on my way to my office, I saw those 2 agencies under his office, directly under his office, holding a complete community hostage for 3 days because of whatever their interests they had. And the president didn't know. There was no security to his table. The National Security Advisor could not inform him. The so-called courtiers and veranda boys, none of them, thought it wise to save his image and integrity to inform him.
So there was an overtaking of the Buhari government under his watch.
For me, Buhari's hurricane, Buhari's integrity was needed. It was a political bite needed to eliminate Jonathan and his Rufai. I expected him to have been smarter politically than what happened to him. When he concluded his tenure, towards the end of his tenure, he made up his mind not to hold any public office. But Tinubu went to Kaduna at an economic summit and lured him. And Rufai knew that he is smarter than almost every other person. He knew himself well. He knew even his intrigues. He knew his controversial disposition. So he couldn't have given into that, because he was lured into so that he can be humiliated the way he did. And if I were in his shoes, even if today even Angel Gabriel is accompanying Tinubu to pacify me to serve in his government, I will not. You know why? If I dare make that mistake, they will nominate me, and then when they go to the National Assembly, they will raise security reports and declare me a terrorist. And that will be over. So El-Rufai made the greatest respect for the mistake, which intelligent people shouldn't have done. He should have remained with his decision. And today, he could have had more strength to be able to fight this government.
Well, we understand that he's playing some roles, and there's some alignment and alliance with the SDP. Are you aware?
Yeah. But he's somebody they should watch out for, because he has the capacity to mobilize people. And having learned his lesson, he will rather, if Atiku is not careful, El-Rufai will emerge as a political godfather for the North in 2027. Because he's not going to talk for himself, but he will galvanize that support to make sure that, he gets his pound of flesh from this government.
So is it true that there is a storm brewing? There is a coming together of some heavyweight politicians trying to form an alliance and form a very strong opposition?
There are different concentrics of mobilization against this government. The poor people themselves are one, mobilizing. The youth who are now thinking of, generational shift, not even geopolitical shift, power shift, they are also mobilizing. The politicians who, with their own interests, they're not even different. Most of Nigerian political elites are not different from these people. Because if you see what happened during Konkoso's daughter's wedding in Kano, you will know that they are the same people. Because all of them congregated there. There was nothing like Christian, Muslim. Even there were Islamic clerics dining and whining together. That's the political elite. So they are now trying to come up with something again, like what happened in 2015, to now eliminate this government, and we may even run the risks. So I am of the candid opinion that the young people in this country should learn from what has happened in Senegal, what has happened in Ghana, in other countries, and let them talk to themselves.
Do you think Tinubu might be in trouble politically in 2027?
He's already in trouble.
Really?
Yeah, Tinubu is already in trouble.
How do you mean?
Tinubu's trouble is on now because if you conduct a political survey genuinely, you will discover that Tinubu's rating will be embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah.
But there are those who believe that these are tough decisions that needs to be made. They are bold decisions, audacious decisions that the government of Tinubu is making. But in all of this, there are those who say, if we don't make these tough decisions, our country will not move forward. Do you agree?
No, I disagree completely. They are not even genuine economic decisions.
Seriously?
Yeah, because there is no economic policy that has no alternative. Once you say there is no alternative, then that describes the level of mental bankruptness of your line of thought. In economics, there must always be an alternative. You see, when Olufalaye said, well, SAB was the only alternative, did it turn out to be an alternative? So these decisions that was taken by the president, they were not bold decisions at all. They were decisions of a coward who just wanted to shield himself by throwing out, unleashing trauma on the people for him to turn around and say bold decision. What is bold in it? If he was that courageous, he was expected to have prosecuted the 16 companies, oil companies, inducted by the National Assembly, where two of them, Eagle Oil and Rano, came out and said, we have not collected a dime from subsidy. The 14 did not say anything. A courageous Nigerian leader, after inauguration, should start from there, not withdrawal of false subsidy.
But the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, for example, has accused you of making baseless remarks against the Tinubu's administration to incite protests, citing your failed 2023 House of Representatives bid and attempts to regain ministerial role. How do you respond to these claims? Are your criticism driven by genuine national interest or your personal ambition or pain of your failed political bid?
No, you see, in politics and in democracy, people are entitled to their opinions. And so I don't contest or condescend to the level of joining issues with them. They were only trying to demobilize the mobilization we had embarked upon to protest. They did everything possible, bringing out a lot of money, calling people names and calling them out, but we proved a point. We succeeded in giving Nigerians the best organized demonstration, despite everything they did, arresting all our cadre men and locking them up, intimidating. We still had Nigerians more than any other demonstration ever conducted in this country. So I think for us, we succeeded.
So you were behind the August protest?
Of course. Of course. I was one of the organizers.
You are an anti-Buhari, anti-Tinubu person?
Of course, I am.
Why?
Because of his economic policies.
Do you dislike him that much?
Not as a person. Not as a person. But his policies and his approach to governance, I of course hate it. Cabal exists in Nigerian presidency till today.
Really? It's still under Tinubu government?
No. Tinubu has even the most sophisticated cabal.
Really?
Worse than Buhari. Buhari's cabal was a group of uninformed people with little experiences. That was why they were dipping hand in everything that was available. But Tinubu's cabal is a sophisticated group of people who had been long in power. And they know power. They are also informed. So they are more dangerous than any other cabal that I have ever known and seen.
So there is cabal in Tinubu's government, and we need to fear them more because according to you, they are more dangerous.
They are more dangerous because they are more sophisticated.
Who are these cabals?
Well, they are the gatekeepers of the president. They are found very close within the circumference of power.
And usually they don't allow governance to flow. Is that what happens?
Yeah. They shield the president. They shield the president from the obvious reality, and they don't allow information to assess the president. And I still corroborate this with what happened during Buhari. There was a time somebody went to see the president to brief him about the situation in the country. And one of the courtiers asked him, what will you be telling the president? He narrated it and he told him, look, my friend, we can't allow you to tell the president that thing. What if he collapsed? And so the man was prevented from telling the president. So you can have, a cabal is a group of ambitious people who were also appointed by the same president to help him govern, but they will run his presidency at their own expense and interest. So it happened. We have cabal now.
If you look at what is going on right now, one will imagine that Buhari government has gone. Now the Tinubu government. And you will wonder that is it the same APC that you left that is in existence right now, or is it a different APC?
It's the same APC that we formed, but also more sophisticated than the APC I serve, because you have so many new born again who had from all other political interests. They have now metamorphosed into the party, and it's a very complex political architecture. Which is more like a zoo.
So when you were there, you are of the CPC stock.
Of course.
So the CPC cabal were running the Buhari government. But now it looks like the ACN cabal are the one running the Tinubu government. Is that what is going on?
No, the CPC did not succeed in having a cabal. If it did, the likes of Al-Makura, who was the only CPC governor into the merger, could have featured prominently. The most unfortunate thing that happened was that shortly after we have taken power, this group of people emerged from nowhere. Let me tell you, when I was campaigning,
they were not politicians. These big cabals are not politicians.
They were like bandits who laid an ambush. Immediately when the president was declared winner, I was with him in his office. I went to see him in the evening. That very day, I was blocked from going into his house. That very day. And this was the same place as at last night of the previous day. I was there till 2 a.m. I was blocked until I had to make calls before I was allowed to go in. Till I was able to make calls to assess Buhari before I was allowed.
So from that day, the cabal had taken over?
Taken over. Those who campaigned for Buhari went celebrating. So they left the president porous. And these people who knew power took over power. And they actually run it to their interests until 8 years.
And these people have amassed a lot of wealth from what you are trying to describe.
Of course. They are very, very wealthy. And,
and
Nigerians should expect them.
And they are very powerful.
Of course.
And you are not afraid that these powerful people might come after you.
Oh, you see, I've been into this for all my years. I've been into the struggle for 40 years. I've survived more than 10 assassination attempts. There was a time 5 people carrying AK-47 blocked me and sprayed my car. Solomon Darang is still living. In 2014, on my way from Zaria to Jos, 3 people around 11 a.m. ambushed me again, sprayed my car. I'm still alive. I'm not talking about attempt to poison my food on so many occasions. I'm not talking about even the invasion of my house in Jos so many times in an attempt to kidnap me and go and kill. So I am not afraid of death, because one thing I know, my mother confirmed that to me, I'm not going to leave this planet until the day ordained by God. So I'm not afraid of anybody planning to kill me.